Welcome to Two Doctors Homestead. My name's Daniel.
And I'm Janet.
And this is freeze-dried February 23. We want to thank the Inquisitive Farmwife for inviting us to the collaboration. We're going to be cooking with freeze-dried foods today. We've got kind of a selection you can see here in front of us. We have scrambled egg mix, we have butter powder, we have sausage crumbles, we have cheddar cheese flakes. Of course, we have buttermilk powder and a couple other ingredients we're going to add in as we're cooking today. Right, we're going to make you something special out of freeze-dried ingredients. We wanted to thank the Inquisitive Farmwife for hosting the collaboration and for inviting us to the collaboration. So please check out her channel and subscribe.
Yep.
Obviously subscribe, get up-to-date information about the collaboration, and you want to see her videos as well. She makes great videos.
She does, yeah.
There are 5 live giveaways and prizes as part of this collaboration. So if you want all of that information, you have to go to her channel. The grand prize is a medium Harvest Right freeze dryer.
It's a big deal.
That's a big deal. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, pretty amazing. The final live and grand prize giveaway is going to be held on March 3rd, 4 p.m. CST. That's the information I have, but once again, check out her channel. Make sure you get the latest information on the giveaway and how to participate. We wanted to thank the sponsors of this collaboration, which is Harvest Right, and 4 Jars. We have the 4 Jars lids, so they provided us with lids to use as part of the collaboration, so that was nice of them. It's a great company. We also wanted to thank Brian at Live Life Simple. His channel is a great resource for people interested in freeze drying. He's got a ton of videos, a ton of great content. There are a lot of great content creators in the collaboration, and they're focused on all aspects of freeze drying. So we're going to give a list at the end, and we'll have a list in the description. So make sure to check out everyone's videos, check out all the channels of everyone involved, and always like, subscribe, comment on the videos. I think that might be part of the giveaway, but definitely check out Inquisitive Farmwife for more information about how to be involved in the giveaways.
She also has a playlist.
She has a playlist, right?
Participating in the collaboration on her page.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are videos every day of the month for February, and maybe some extra ones as well. And it's a lot of great information, I said, about all aspects of freeze drying. How to freeze dried foods, how to cook with freeze dried foods, and then how to store your freeze dried foods after you've made it, or in this case, once we've opened these containers and we've cooked with them, we're going to want to store it, and we'll use the 4 Jars lids for storing it. So now that we've gotten through that, you want to go ahead and tell us about what we're going to make today.
Yes, today we're going to make a sausage cheddar biscuit.
Yeah.
And we're also going to make it into a breakfast biscuit. So it'll be a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Yeah.
We're also going to do a mix that we can have, ready-made biscuit mix for you that you can have that'll be shelf stable. So anytime you want to make biscuits, you can just pull it down and add water.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so you see the ingredients. You now know a little bit more about the collaboration. We're going to jump in and get to cooking, and of course at the end we'll taste it.
Yeah.
Right, we had some people say we didn't taste the last thing we made, so we'll even taste
I've got
it.
no problem eating.
We actually do eat it. We eat all the stuff. So, all right, thank you for watching.
Today we're going to make a shelf-stable buttermilk biscuit mix, something that you could keep on your shelf and bring down anytime you feel like having buttermilk biscuits, and all you have to do is add water. So we're going to start with a quart-size mason jar and 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Put our 2 cups of flour in the jar. There we go. So we have our 2 cups of flour in the jar. Next, we're going to put in our freeze-dried butter. And this is 1/3 of a cup freeze-dried butter. We're going to put that in. Next, we are going to put in 1/3 of a cup of freeze-dried buttermilk. That's going to give us our buttermilk biscuit. We're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt to the mix. And since these are baking powder biscuits, we are going to add 3 teaspoons of baking powder. 2 and 3. And there you have it. It's a full jar. Now to make this even more shelf stable, we're gonna take our 4 jars wide mouth lid, put it on our jar, and then if you have a vacuum sealer, you can buy the attachment for the regular mouth and wide mouth. You just put it on and you hit the start button, which I won't do because it's pretty loud, and that will give you a seal. See, it sucks it up. That's gonna give you a seal on your jar. So what you do is then write on the top of it that it is Buttermilk Biscuits. To this, you're going to add 2/3 of a cup water and mix it up. And then you're going to bake these in the oven at 450 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. Now that we have our shelf-stable buttermilk biscuit mix, we are going to make some biscuits. So, when you feel biscuity and you want your biscuits, you just go grab your shelf-stable mix, pour it into a bowl. And today, we are going to add some additions of freeze-dried foods. So this is our basic buttermilk biscuit mix, and to it, we are going to add 1/4 of a cup of freeze-dried breakfast sausage crumbles. And they're still dry, they have not been reconstituted. We're also gonna add 1/4 of a cup of freeze-dried cheddar cheese right into the bowl. Now we are gonna slowly add in 1 cup of water. Start with about 1/2 of a cup. And we will mix it around. What we're looking for is a dough that's not too wet. It has to be dry enough to handle, but wet enough to still reconstitute all of our freeze-dried items. So the rest of the cup. We're gonna gently mix this until it just starts to come together. Just keep mixing this in. You want to resist the urge to add more water because it's going to slowly absorb all of the water that was in there, and it will come into a dough. There we go. All right. So we do have a little bit of flour, for bench flour is what I call it. And we're going to sprinkle it down on our surface because we don't want our biscuits to stick. There we go. Now, some people like to fold their biscuits multiple times. They think it gives them a nice layer of a flakiness. I try to knead it only a little bit. I like a nice fluffy biscuit, but if you want a biscuit that has more layers to it, by all means, you could roll this out. You could fold it in on itself and then fold again like a letter would be, and then roll it to make your biscuits. It's really preference, but I do like these biscuits to be a little bit more fluffy. Okay, so we have our dough. I'm gonna pat down our biscuit mix. We're gonna roll it out to about 1/2 inch thick so we can get some nice, tall, fluffy biscuits. There you go. We're gonna take our biscuit cutter. Now this biscuit cutter is about the size of a smallmouth mason jar, but you can, if you have different sizes, you can do any size you want. Always push straight down and up. Don't turn. If you turn, your biscuits will not rise as well. So straight down and up. And when you put your biscuits onto your sheet pan, you want them to be touching, because what that's going to do is that's going to allow them to rise taller because they're touching their buddy, and their buddy's going to help them stand a little taller. Keep getting our biscuits out. Right, that's our first cut of biscuits. Now, all you want to do with the remnants here is just push them together ever so gently. We're going to fold once on itself to push them back down because we don't want to work the dough too much. If you work the dough too much, you're going to have a stiff biscuit. Roll it down to about 1/2 inch. We should be able to get a couple more biscuits out of this. And I've been making this biscuit recipe for about 30 years now. It's a pretty tried and true recipe. It has never failed me. If you don't want to make it with freeze-dried items, you most certainly can make it with lard. They also have you can freeze-dry your lard. You know, the freeze-dried lard would be really good too. All right, so this little one, I always make a stick. Everybody has their own little thing. Some people make a little baby biscuit. I make a little stick because this little stick's going to the babies, the puppies. They're gonna get the stick. They're probably gonna get 2 or 3 biscuits too. All right, so all the biscuits are touching each other and we are going to pop this in the oven, and these are going to bake in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes at 450 degrees. You could check them at 10 minutes. If they're not brown and puffed up, give them another couple minutes. It really depends on your oven. You might have to go up to 15. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven at 450, and then Daniel's gonna come and make us our scrambled eggs to make this into a sausage, egg, and cheese buttermilk biscuit sandwich.
All right, now that Janet showed you guys how to make our sausage cheese biscuits, I'm going to show you how to reconstitute the ingredients. We're going to cook it up so they're breakfast sandwiches. We don't just want biscuits, we want breakfast sandwiches. So I'm going to make sausage crumbles, cheddar cheese, scrambled eggs, and fry that up using the butter powder for the ingredients for the middle of the breakfast sandwiches. So first thing we're going to do is reconstitute the butter powder. All right, I'm going to open this up here, and according to the ingredients, you use a 1/2 cup of butter powder and 1½ tablespoons of water. So I have my 1/2 cup measure here for the butter powder. So we'll go ahead and scoop that up. It's about a 1/2 cup there. And then we're going to add 1½ tablespoons of water. So I've got a little water thing here. We got 1. And we've got 1/2. So 1½ tablespoons of water. All right, so we add the butter powder. All right, add the water. And just kind of mix this up a little bit. You can see it's actually kind of starting to come back together. We'll let that sit. Next thing I want to reconstitute is the scrambled egg mix. So for 4 eggs, you use a 1/2 cup of egg mix and a 1/2 cup of water. So this is my 1/2 cup. There you go. 1/2 cup of egg mix. And we're going to add a 1/2 cup of water. There you go, 1/2 cup of water here. So we'll let that sit. Next thing we have our sausage crumbles. We want sausage on our biscuits. And this is 3/4 cup water and 1 cup of sausage. cup. All right. This actually looks pretty good here. You can see in the can, nice big chunky bits of sausage. Get a nice heaping like my sausage. So that's the cup of sausage, and we need 3/4 cup of warm water. That's our 3/4 cup. Doesn't look like it needs a lot of mixing there, and that's going to sit for 10 minutes. Actually, it says sit for 10 minutes, stir, then sit for 5 minutes. So we'll go ahead and let that sit for a little bit here, and then we'll come back to it. All right, and the last thing we need is our cheddar cheese mix. You gotta have your cheddar cheese for your biscuits. And this is 1/2 cup cold water, 2 cups of cheese mix. This is my 1 cup. Obviously you don't want to eat this part. We'll put that back. So we need 2 cups of cheese mix. It's 1 cup. It's 2 cups of cheese mix. Half a cup of cold water. All right, here's a 1/2 cup of cold water. I'll just give it a little mix. It says until water is absorbed, refrigerate for several hours before using. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit, make sure the water gets in there. All right, so we're going to give these ingredients a little time to rehydrate, and then we're going to get out the skillet, and we're going to cook up some sausage, egg, and cheese mix to put on our biscuits.
All right, here are our biscuits out of the oven. I'm going to open one up. You can see, nice and fluffy. We're going to get our taste tester over, our first taste tester. Zobear, come here, baby girl. Mama's got something for you to taste. First taste tester. See if you like it. She says it's delicious. Yeah. Let's see, we got another taste tester. You want to try it, Bobby? Yeah? Oh, you were doing something you weren't supposed to. I see. What do you think? You want to go eat it somewhere else so nobody sees you? All right, well, the puppies like it, that's for sure. Right, baby girl? Ooh, you want more? There you go.
All right, so all the ingredients have had some time to reconstitute. I have my cheese, we have our butter, we have our egg mix, and our sausage mix, and I've got my favorite little skillet here. So I'm going to turn it on low right now, and we're just going to start out. I want to put some butter in the pot, and you can see the butter actually looks really good. So this is probably one of our favorite ingredients so far to work with. And I do like a ton of butter. So I'm just going to load this pan up here. All right, we'll see how this melts out. All right, so we broke for a second there to give the pan some time to heat up. I didn't have a preheated pan. You can see the butter's melting here in the pan. All right, it actually looks pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and add the eggs on top. Alright, so now we have our egg mix in the pan. Mixed in with a little bit of the butter there. Smells really good. Alright, we got some eggs going. I'm going to go ahead and add in the sausage. Actually smells really good. You got a nice smell coming off the sausage here. Well, there was a little bit of extra water in the sausage mix, so maybe I'd use a little less water next time rehydrating it, or maybe let it sit a little bit longer. But the ratio, I followed the ratio on the can and it seemed off slightly, but it looks like it's coming together all right. Now we made the serving of cheese, and it's a whole bowl of cheese, and I'm not going to put a whole bowl of cheese in here. I'm going to put a couple scoops of the cheese mix, and we'll probably save the rest of this to make some chaffles later. We're digging chaffles lately, and the freeze-dried cheese is excellent for chaffles. So I got a good helping of cheese to mix in with my eggs and sausage. And while that's going, of course, I'll put a little fresh ground pepper in here. And we'll just give it a dash of salt. The smell is starting to cook good here. Now, one note on the freeze-dried butter I found is technically I made a stick of butter based on the ingredients. I don't think I would use a stick of butter for making a meal this size, and honestly it's still sticking a little bit. So I feel like the butter, it's probably good as an ingredient, but if you're using it to something to kind of lubricate your pan a little bit, you either have to use a lot more than you think you normally would. As I said, this was technically a stick of butter, and it's still sticking. Usually, so I'll put the butter down so it doesn't stick. But everything else is looking great. I mean, you can see this. Feeling like this is actually pretty close to being done. Let's put it right there. Scoop it onto the plate. All right. So this is going in our biscuit sandwiches. All right, thank you for watching our freeze-dried February 23 video. Once again, we wanted to thank the Inquisitive Farmwife for inviting us to the collaboration. Once again, please check her channel out, like and subscribe. There is a big giveaway. I mean, they're giving away a huge prize of a medium-sized Harvest Right freeze dryer. We appreciate you coming by. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm going to go ahead and jump in here and chew on this. It looks great. It smells great. Took a big bite there. It tastes great. Honestly, you can't tell that it's freeze-dried ingredients. I think our favorite ingredient was probably the butter, but the sausage is good. The eggs are good. They're all good freeze-dried products. We appreciate you again. Thanks for watching.